All right, welcome to Robbie's Office Hours. Here's a quick example of trying to find lines in parametric form, okay? So this one's a little weird. In linear algebra, we're always talking about linear equations and things along those lines. And we want to try and understand how do I represent lines in higher dimensional space? So in this case, what I'm doing is I'm saying I have a point in 3 dimensions. Okay, I've got 3 coordinates, 1, 2, 3. And I want the line which goes through this point and it points in this direction. Okay, it points in this direction. So the way I can kind of visualize this is I say, okay, well look, if I have a point here, which is P naught, okay, that's P naught. P sub 0 is just P, it's said, or the way you pronounce it is just P naught, okay, so P naught. That's the point, and then I have a particular direction, V, okay? So how do I actually do that? The way I think about this is I say, okay, well look, P naught is 1, negative 2, 3. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not going to draw like some nice axes and draw P naught in living in there. No, I'm not going to do that at all. Okay? I'm simply just going to do the following. I'm going to say, look, at some point, there is an origin somewhere. Okay? So here's my origin. Okay? There's the origin. There's 0. Okay? Now, P naught I can think of in 2 ways. I can think of it as 1, minus 2, 3 in terms of a point. I've got an x, y, and a z coordinate. Or I can think about it as a vector. Okay, I can think about it as P naught, which is the vector 1, minus 2, 3. Okay? Go back to the video about representing R2 and R3, so Cartesian coordinate space, and you'll see what I'm talking about in terms of representing this as a point or a vector. Okay? So if I think about it as a vector, then I'm really thinking about it as this thing pointing from the origin. This is P naught as a vector. Okay, so I'm going to put a bar underneath to indicate that it's a vector. All right. So if I want to try and represent, well, what is the line through P naught that's in the direction of V? Okay, so let's say V points in this direction here. Okay, so there's V. So what am I really interested in? Well, I'm interested in this line, right? I'm interested in that line. That's L. That's the line that goes through the point P naught, and it's going in the direction of V. Okay? So I have to think about what do points on this line look like? Well, it's in the direction of V. So remember, if I take V and I just slide it over, and I look at this particular point here, that's V. Well, points along this line, like how would I get this point here? Okay, how would I get that point? I'd say, well, I would take V, I would extend it a certain amount, I'd stretch it a little bit, okay? So I would look at this vector here, which is some scalar times V, so that's C times V, okay? Where C is the scalar that's going to make V big enough, okay? And then what am I going to do? I'm simply going to add those two things to get that particular point. So that particular point looks like what? Scale V and add P naught, so plus P naught. Okay? That's how I get that particular point. But there's nothing special about C here. C can be any scalar whatsoever to get the point on L. So that means that any point on L looks like what? It looks like P naught, okay? That point P naught plus what? Plus some scalar multiple of V. So T times V for some T in the real line. That's it, for some scalar. Okay? T is called a parameter, hence why this is called the parametric form, the parameter form of the line. Okay? But that's what it's going to look like. So now we're done. We can say, oh, look, P naught is this. Okay, so how do I answer the question? I say that for our example, the solution, okay, the solution is simply take the point, view it as a vector, so 1, negative 2, 3, so 1, minus 2, 3, and add T times the direction vector, which is 5, negative 8, 6. So 5 minus 8, 6. Okay? There it is. That's the answer. That's the parametric form of the line. Now there's a lot of different ways that you can denote this, all that. You can do the algebra and you can simplify it down. You can say 1 plus 5t, that's my x coordinate, if you will. Negative 2 minus 8t, that's my y coordinate, and 3 plus 6t, that's my z coordinate. whatever you want to do, at the end of the day, this right here is the parametric form of the line going through the point P naught in the direction of V. Okay? If you like this video, let me know. I can't know without your feedback, so please like, subscribe, comment down below, ask me other questions. I'm happy to work these out. This is kind of the beginning parts of linear algebra and understanding what do linear equations look like, how do I draw lines, how do I draw planes, how do I draw hyperplanes, and things along those lines. So we'll keep it moving.